Alright everybody, June 20th, about 7 p.m. So this is day 2 of changing the lower intake gaskets, lower intake manifold gaskets, both valve cover gaskets, new upper intake plenum, and of course the coolant elbows are in there. They were already in there because I just changed them. So, two things that I went against the procedure because, procedures are done for a certain reason, in a certain work environment, under certain policies and rules. I was able to do this job, and I'm proud of myself, without draining the coolant, because my coolant was new, but that's not why I did it without draining the coolant. I didn't know I was going to do it without draining the coolant until I realized I could do it without draining the coolant. So anyway, I did it without changing the coolant. And why should I change the oil? If you're careful and don't get anything inside the motor, like coolant, there's a way to remove the intake manifold without getting coolant down in the oil valleys and stuff. So they just play it safe and, say change your oil. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to change your oil, change your oil. But I didn't have to do the oil change, and I didn't have to do the coolant change. Because my coolant was, like I said, it was new. Because I did have a pretty bad coolant elbow loss of fluid, which I've been adding coolant like almost every day of work. And so the cooling system pretty much flushed itself out because of my coolant elbow leak. But the reason why I did the lower intakes is I was losing a small amount of coolant on the top of the intake down in those little valleys in there. Okay. So here you can see the job. The hardest part was doing the rear valve gasket, I would say. And guess what I found out for the first time? I did not know that these valve covers were plastic. Boy, GM, you had everybody fooled. They look like metal. So, new valve cover gaskets. So I won't have oil going onto the exhaust manifold. Now, when I start this, it's going to stink because there's old oil still on the exhaust manifold. Alright, let's start it. Oh, and I put in a new thermostat also. I forgot to tell you that. Anything else? New thermostat, new O-rings. Oh, new PCV valve, of course, which is down in there. I don't know what else is new. The car's 22 years old, and I was thinking of maybe I should start changing a lot of these sensors that are pretty easy to get to. But I will do that if there's a problem. I don't think there's a problem with them. Everything looks good. 2 days took me. Okay, I take my time. This is my car. It's got to last me. So might as well do a good job on it, right? Use your torque wrenches. Follow the torque sequences. And you'll be fine. The lower intake is 11 foot-pounds, or like 132 inch-pounds. And the upper, you do 22 inch-pounds, then 44 inch-pounds, then 89 inch-pounds. You do 3 passes on the upper. Okay. And these throttle body nuts are 89 inch-pounds. And there you go. Let's start it. Alright, by the way, this is the... I'm not a mechanic. I just maintain my cars. And the last time I did gaskets like this was on a Park Avenue, 2000 Park Avenue, a year ago, and I made a video on that. So that's why I didn't make a video this time. Oh. Alright, here goes. Oh. Right there's the old oil burning off. That's not new oil, that's old oil. Boy, there's some sensor that goes and then it goes. I gotta figure out what that is. Alright, so this is what I had because my valve cover gasket was bad. Was leaking. Look at this. So once this burns off, I'm not gonna have that problem anymore. Just to let you see the oil in the manifold. So take care of this. It's disgusting and it's bad to breathe. Alright, I'm going to put the phone down. I'm going to double check the coolant level. No, the car's not on fire. Don't get nervous. Beautiful. Running like a brand new motor. Alright. Cheers, everybody.